All right, so we have our bumblebee stripe in place and dry. So all we got to do now is remove the backing paper without causing any damages. Once we do that, we will roll the edges, show you how that's done because it's a little tricky, and then we can move on to the quarter decal. So what we've got to do is pull the actual decal away from the backing paper.
We'll have to trim a little bit off.
We've got
this,
a lot
right?
of, yeah. They do make the stripes a little long, which is good. And so once we do wrap that corner, we'll have to cut some of the excess off. This is probably the hardest part, is just getting it started nice and even.
So when I keep running the squeegee over the decal on the backing paper, sometimes that pressure will actually separate the adhesive on the backing paper to the decal itself. Don't worry, it's okay. You know, it'll wipe off. Just use a nice adhesive remover, something that's really mild and not a super hot product. But when you want to pull that backing paper off, you just find the edge and really gently pull it and separate it from each other, or else you can stretch out that decal. And you don't want to do that because it'll skew your lines.
And what we were dealing with on the other side, just to stop right there, was getting this thing started. That's what you saw us fumbling over there with, is see, when I lift up the backing paper, the decal comes with it. So you have to pull the decal away from it, like that. Now, I don't have to on this side. I can just pull it off, but on the other side, that's what's so hard, is pulling that one loose and then this long one across here and getting the backing paper off of it. But right now, we're just going to remove this. Hopefully nothing silly happens. Just like that. Now, it wants to curl up. So what we're gonna do is open the deck lid and we're gonna make our corner. You gotta be real careful when you make this corner because you already see that there's starting to be a little bit of air bubbling in there. So you have to be tight up against that corner, that edge, as you roll it.
Wrapping the decals around an edge is more of a technique than anything. One of the first ones I did, I had some air bubbles and I didn't like it, so I think we ended up redoing it. Mark actually showed me a technique where I can pull the decal tight and wrap it around the corner so it doesn't cause any bubbles.
We'll start with this one right here. It's got to come around this corner real nice and tight, so you want to press it up against there. Press it up against that edge, and then pull this tail tight like that. Then press it into place, just like that right there. Make sure it's down real good with your thumb or finger, press in. We'll do this other outside one right here. Again, press it nice and tight while you're pulling here, around that corner, up into place. In a perfect world, it should land right there where this one did. But they do cut them a little long, so sometimes we have to trim along that seam. Now, this one's a little tougher because it's longer. So I'm just gonna go in segments. Press this down as I go right here.
Now, does it matter if you start from the middle or?
Probably better to start from the center.
Oh,
I never really
okay.
stopped and thought about it, but just keep rolling that corner, rolling it till you're around it. Once you do, then you can make that first press. Second one. Third. That one almost came out perfect, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks great. Hardly any trimming on that one.
Really, very little. That one came out really nice.